So I find it particularly frustrating and annoying when someone or an article tells me to just be positive or think positive. It just doesn't feel natural or authentic to me, especially if I am going through something that's particularly upsetting. For me, that approach just feels a little bit forced and inauthentic, and it doesn't really give you a how to be positive, okay? So, I want to share with you my fresh perspective on how to be positive in an authentic and natural way. Now, my first tip I want to share with you is to stop feeling bad or guilty about not feeling positive. And the reason for that is that the brain has a negativity bias. I mean, this is what this means. In your day, if you experience 9 really great things and one not so great thing, your brain is going to kind of push you to focus on the not so great things. So you may just forget about all those really positive, loving, rich experiences and be focusing on the negative experience. And that's a survival mechanism, and you shouldn't feel bad about it because everyone does it and everyone has it. So there's nothing wrong with you if on certain days you find yourself being a negative Nancy and you don't know why. Okay? I also think there's something to be said about the saying, misery loves company. We all want to feel accepted and connected. And if you are a highly sensitive person with high sensitivity, that can be an even more challenging situation because you are going to naturally pick up on other people's kind of perceptions and feelings, and will notice that they're being more negative. In our natural kind of wiring for connectivity, will want to be connected to them by joining with them in that emotion, but you don't have to. And there's a bunch of great ways you can naturally feel more positive. The first is to fully feel your feelings as they come up. So if we don't feel the sadness or the stress that's arising in a particular moment, it's going to stick around in our bodies, and we're not going to be able to be positive if we don't let those feelings kind of ride their waves and move through us. There's those things you can't experience a high if you haven't experienced a low. So let yourself fully experience your feelings. You could do things like journaling, talking about them, crying if you're sad, exercising to stay in your body and be able to access how you're feeling at any particular moment. And that's all good and really beautiful. Next, when you are feeling a good feeling, when you're feeling positive, let yourself really sit with it and soak it up. So if you go to a yoga class or on a date, and during and when you get home, you have really great feelings, let yourself sit with those for as long as you can. And the other side to that is to focus on the good. So if a coworker brings you a coffee or someone opens the door for you, let your brain notice that and feel appreciation for that. So you're training yourself to be in that positive mind state more often in a natural way. The next tip is just to practice good self-care. So if we're chronically stressed out and not taking care of ourselves, you're going to be a negative Nancy, and I don't blame you. I think we've all been there. Meditation is a great way to help balance yourself and decrease stress, even just 1 minute in the morning and 1 minute at night. And the last is to kind of recognize that by being positive, you're giving other people permission to be positive too. So it's not a selfish act, you're actually really helping everybody else out, right? Okay, so those are my tips to feel and be positive in a natural way. Just to recap, don't feel bad about not being positive because of a negativity bias. Feel all your feelings the best you can, kind of like a weather. The feelings are constantly changing, and just appreciate that. Focus on the good and appreciate and soak in all the little good things that happen to you during the day. Practice self-care, and to recognize that you're giving other people a gift by being positive.